The Land Party achieved its only national victory in B in 1935. Okay. It received most of its support that year in rural and semi-rural areas where the bulk of B's population lived at that time. Okay, so we're saying that the only time the Land Party won was in 1935, and it got most of its support from rural areas. The economic woes of the year surrounding the election hit agricultural and small business interests the hardest, and the Land Party specifically targeted these groups in 1935. Okay, so apparently the economics were down, and it really hurt those in these rural areas. I conclude that the success of the Land Party that year was due to the combination of the Land Party specifically addressing the concerns of these groups and the depth of the economic problems people in these groups were facing. All right, so our conclusion is and so we want to, each of the following, if true, strengthens the argument except. So 4 of these are going to strengthen that this is the reason, and 1 is either going to do nothing or weaken it, right? Right. So what was the prediction of like what would strengthen it that the success is due to these 2 things?
What would strengthen it?
Yeah. What would be a 1 prediction of what would strengthen it?
Just I was thinking like given a lot of people were like in distress during that time, so they like kind of like.
Well, what are we trying to strengthen in particular? We're trying to strengthen that the success of the Land Party was due to specifically addressing these groups and the economic problems in these groups. So that's why they won.
So we're trying to. The way I was thinking it was like, okay, so like the Land Party achieved because they were addressing these issues within those certain like demographics.
So are we trying to strengthen the idea that the Land Party was successful, or are we trying to strengthen the idea of why they were successful? We're trying to strengthen the idea of why they were. So my prediction here is going to be like maybe the Land Party, maybe those living in not rural areas did not have economic downfalls. Right, like I'm eliminating like it really was because they targeted this. Or maybe I'm going to say other parties did not talk about rural areas at all, or something like that would strengthen it. All right, let's go ahead and start with, so if it strengthens it, we cross it off. So go ahead and start with A.
In preceding elections, the Land Party made no attempt to address the interests of economically distressed urban groups. Well, okay. Because I'm like, oh, preceding elections doesn't matter, but
Right.
if we're not trying to strengthen it, then.
Yeah, I feel like this could be our answer because I don't think that does anything. But let's continue on. Let's leave it.
Why am I not seeing this stuff when I do it?
This one, I wondered you missed the except.
Yeah.
Except for the ones where I say to write down like A, B, C, D, E on your piece of paper. And if it strengthens it, you write down yes. So that you like don't forget what you're doing.
Yeah.
All right, what about
voters are more likely to vote for a political party that focuses on their problems.
That's like almost obvious. Like that's like that's like that one's wrong.
The Land Party had most of its successes when there was economic distress in the agriculture sector. Yeah, that would strengthen it.
Yep.
No other party in Venezuela specifically addressed the issues of people. Well, then, yeah, that would just guarantee that that's why they won. The greater the degree of economic distress someone's in, the more likely they're to vote. Yeah.
Okay, I'm so okay. You must have missed the except on this because you had to have because that one is so like Taylor. You could have gotten